Alright, hello folks, this is Alan recording another comprehensive draft video. Today we will be taking a special look at Modern Horizons draft on Magic the Gathering Online. I usually prefer the interface of Magic the Gathering Arena and the user interface obviously, and it's definitely a lot better than Magic the Gathering Online, but Magic the Gathering Online offers this special set for draft, which you will never find on Magic the Gathering Arena, and you're also drafting with people in real life, so you won't get passed up the commons and uncommons that bots tend to pass up, unlike Magic the Gathering Arena. So it should be a much more fun, challenging format for us, and we're definitely in a Phantom draft where we're going to play a total of 3 matches, and I do know how to draft a set, and we finally got ourselves the first draft. So let's see, waiting for our pack 1, pick 1. Pack 1, pick 1. What is our mythic? Not something I really want to play. Morphin the Boundless is a fine curve topper if you are looking to play the Changelings deck, but nothing special. It is quite expensive at 7 mana, and you're never going to play rainbow colors, so that's not the pick. Or Scale Guardian is fine for the red-green deck, just as a nice win condition in the late game if you're ready in red-green. But for most part, it's hard to get multiple lands in the graveyard. Usually just one is fine. Ravenous Giant is a nice 4-drop, but you do lose life against decks that are playing lots of small blockers. I think the pack here is either Igneous Elemental or Rime Tender. Rime Tender is excellent, allows you to ramp, but it does want you to draft a lot of snow lands, which prioritize you to pick snow lands in the future. I think I might just take Igneous Elemental. I think this card's excellent. It is more of a red, green, gold card, but that's fine. Enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage. And I'll take it over to Rime Tender, even though Rime Tender can be good. Again, it does require us to draft snow permanents, and the Igneous Elemental is just a good card. And here, what else is there? Not an exciting pack overall. If we took the Rime Tender, I think we'd still be looking at this Mother Bear as an excellent 2-drop. Great in the early game, and then in the late game you can exile this to make 2 green bear creature tokens. It also plays well. It's already a color that we're looking to pair up with the Igneous Elemental. So I think it's a clear Mother Bear here. Otherwise, what else is there? Southern Decoy can be fine if you're going wide and being very aggressive white. But our first pick didn't come out too well, and this is another bad first pick for Modern Horizons Limited. So not getting too lucky, but we'll just snatch up the Mother Bear. And looking at a third pack, ooh, there's Kess. Kess is definitely very strong, but it is in 3 colors and requires splashing, and it really wants you to be playing it in a deck with lots of instances and sorceries, like, I don't know, blue-red, but with the blue-red draw to, so it's a little bit hard, but it is a great card. Other fine cards include Lava Belly Sliver as a nice white-red slivers payoff. Vengeful Devil can be pretty decent as a 2-drop, since whenever a creature dies, you can just ping and deal 1 damage. There's also Fairy Seer, which is excellent for the black-blue Ninjitsu deck. Iceberg Cantrix can be very powerful if you pick up multiple copies of these and go out with the whole snow permanence thing, but it's not a big plant. I'm not a big fan of it. I do like the Trumping Herd though, keeps us in green. It's a powerful 4-drop. Just being able to make a 3/3 green creature token and make 1 on your upkeep is powerful, and we are looking to be primarily green or green-red, so I think the Trumping Herd is the fine pickup here. And here, ooh, there's a late ingenious infiltrator. We don't have anything too much in our colors besides the Bogarden Dragonheart, but that's a card you want to be playing in the black-red decks. So overall, nothing amazing. Feaster of Fools is fine for the black-red decks. There's a Snowland, but I think we gotta take the Ingenious Infiltrator here. and the off chance it's still early in this draft, we could end up in the blue-black Ninjitsu deck. This card is just a very powerful uncommon, being able to draw multiple cards whenever a ninja deals combat damage. So it can be almost like a huge blowout if it goes unblocked. And it's definitely the best card in this pack. So I'm not going to pass it up, even though we are gearing to be like a green base deck. We could move out of it and go blue-black now. Did miss up a Fairy Seer, but seeing this kind of late in the pack suggests that maybe Ninjitsu is open, so we'll take the ingenious infiltrator. Here, there is an Onerophage, which can be pretty good, but there's also Forgotten Caves, which can be good for the red-green lands matters deck. It's a nice cycling land that you can put in the graveyard and also feel the igneous elemental. Other fine cards include the Valiant Changeling, which is excellent for the Changeling deck in black, white, or even white-red slivers, but you primarily want to play this in black-white, since a Changeling can just turn this into like a 2-mana 3/3 double strike, which is broken. The Onerophage would probably be a pick here if it wasn't for his Forgotten Cave, since I do want to keep my openness with Ninjitsu, but if we do end up in red-green lands, it's good to have one of these great cycling lands to do in the graveyard, so we will take a Forgotten Caves. Here, there is a late Moonblade Shinobi. Okay, nothing great in red-green here, but Ninjitsu could just be open on my right side. So there's a chance I could just abandon all of this, even though they're the first 4 picks. Ninjitsu is definitely one of the most powerful archetypes in this set. Blue-black is aggressive, which is funny enough, to say the least. Otherwise, no cover forests. There's also Raz of Smokeshaper, which I do like in the Ninjitsu deck, but we'll take the Moonblade Shinobi here. That's a powerful payoff card for Ninjitsu. And another Moonblade Shinobi, and also a Smoke Shroud being passed. So yeah, it seems like red-green was slightly open, but I think Ninjitsu is really open on my right-hand side, and it's just a very powerful archetype. Can't say no to multiple of these. Do want to pick up a Smoke Shroud later as a one-of, not something I would main deck to, but it can be really powerful since it can give a Shapeshifter and a Ninja flying and connect for some powerful abilities, but Moonblade is definitely great. Here, nothing great. Here, it's pretty bad. Yeah, this pack, there's nothing for us. I guess if we do end up in the red-green deck, I think we can take a Tornado. I don't think Amorphous Axe is playable at all. So we could be Ninjitsu, we could be in red-green lands. We'll see. Opponent's taking the person on my right is taking a long time, but hopefully this speeder can just. Luckily, these drafts are timed, so it's also skill in drafting. Ooh, a Phantom Ninja. Yeah, I don't hate it. Otherwise, the Scale Guardian can be fine in the red-green deck. But seeing as Ninjitsu wants me to go ninjas and the Phantom Ninja can be okay. It is double blue, so a little bit difficult to cast. But just having this on the board with Ingenious Infiltrator is really busted. So we will take a Phantom Ninja. And nothing here. There is a Southern Decoy. I guess there's also Snowcolor Swamp. There's a chance that we could just end up with those Winter's Rest. And with cards like Snow-Covered Swamp, we can enable the Winter's Rest to lock down something. So we could take a Snow-Covered Swamp here. And could just play a Rank Officer as a way to maybe drain the opponent. And there's Battlefield. I can create a 2/2 zombie creature token and discard a card. I can exile a card from my graveyard, and I can drain the opponent, which isn't bad. Could be okay. Don't hate it. It's not a great card. But yeah, I think I'll take it here. Just to kind of diversify. But it seems like I want to focus on Blue-Black Ninja and even Kite, which provides me with a bit of evasion with the ninjas. I don't hate it. It's definitely not the best evasive creature, but and I do prefer the Fairy Seer. But the Kite is definitely a way to enable Ninjitsu. Okay, could just take another snow-covered swamp. There's also Elvish Fury, but I think we're kind of committed to Ninjitsu at this point. Not a big fan of this Scrapyard Modulator. Yeah, we're not going to find any construct cards. The snow-covered can help with the Winter's Rest if we do end up playing it. Farmstead Gleaner, sure. I guess Recruit the Worthy is much more of an annoying card if I need to hate draft. But it's funny how we went to our 5th pick and we switched over to Ninjitsu in the draft. So it's always important to keep your options open. I mean, even a filler rank officer if I need a second one, but I think I'll take one, which is fine. So yeah, blue-black seems to be open on my end. Do need to make sure that I pick up some Fairy Seers. Hopefully on my left-hand side I get kind of rewarded here. And here, what do I open? Pack 1, I guess Defile's excellent. I think it would be the first pick either way in this pack. Eula's is a little bit hard to cast, but can be really good in the red-green lands matter decks if you can get down, since it can also create a bear token at instant speed and fill the land with the graveyard with the land. But I think it's a clear Defile for us, and then if it wasn't for that, maybe Strings of Disappearance can help. But it has to be the Defile, and I guess we're going to move into the Ninjitsu deck and forget about red-green for now. And I do want to prioritize a bit more swamps with this Defile, but it's definitely a powerful removal spell. Ooh, whoa, this getting past, this is insane. Yeah, this should not get past. What's going on? Yeah, it just creates tokens whenever it deals damage. So, yeah, it just creates a copy of itself. Pretty broken Naga Ninja. Great card. Otherwise, other great cards include Munitions Expert, Etchings of Chosen for the white-black Changelings deck, Phantasmal Form for a bit of evasion, Pondering Mage can be a fine 5-drop, but yeah, the Mist Naga Syndicate is quite a busted card that should not be passed up. So yeah, guy kind of got rewarded for switching to Ninjitsu. That's why you always have to make sure you pick the best cards, and a Changeling Outcast is excellent for this type of deck. Exclude can be fine in the red, blue, more controlling blue decks in this set. Winter's Rest can be fine with the snow-covered swamps that we picked up. And Pyrophobia is an excellent removal spell as the best card in this pack overall, I think. I would definitely play Exclude in Ninjitsu deck, which is more tempo-oriented, but sometimes you do end up in the late game and you need some counter spells to keep up, and drawing a card with this is nice, but the Changeling Outcast is definitely really powerful in the Ninjitsu deck, so... And here, another Changeling Outcast, but there's also Smoke Shroud. But I think it's still the Changeling Outcast here, just to ensure I have a lot of evasion for my ninjas. I have 2 Moonblade Shinobis and a Miss Naga Syndicate already. So, and Ingenious Infiltrator, so I definitely need to sure up my evasion. Otherwise, a Smoke Shroud can be really good. Rot Widow Pack is also very powerful, but not in our colors. But just a clear Changeling Outcast here. In this pack, ooh, I mean, there's a Phantom Ninja, but I might prefer the Choking Tethers just to tap the opponent's stuff down. The Phantom Ninja can be kind of awkward being at double blue as a 3-drop. We already have double Changeling Outcast that can serve as our serviceable ninjas that can get in there to trigger the ingenious Infiltrator. So I think as a Choking Tethers, we can also just cycle it and tap down a creature, and then tapping down 4 creatures in the late game can be nice to kind of use as a finisher. Other good cards include Squirrel's Nest, which is really powerful. If the game lasts long, you can just create a million 1/1 green scroll tokens and enable landfall abilities, but not landfall, creature fall abilities in white green. But I think it's the Choking Tethers for us here. And a Phantom Ninja. Ninja the New Moon I don't hate. Probably the worst of the ninjas, but if you can connect with this, this can deal a ton of damage, which can sometimes close out the game. I don't mind main decking 1 copy, obviously, because it is a 4-drop essentially. But yeah, it's the pick here. Otherwise, I think there's a Wing Shards, but nothing else great in this pack for us. So Ninjitsu is definitely open to my right and my left. So we should have a really powerful deck at the end of this draft. We are lacking removal, so we need to ensure that we pick up some mobs and more defiles later. So we'll take the interaction spells here, and this is more or less or likely our curve, 10 creatures. And this is probably the best archetype here. Nothing amazing. Could just take a scavenger as a fine 5-drop. Venomous Changing can also serve as a ninja, I guess. It's not. It's more of a defensive card, however. It's not something you want to be playing aggressively. The rest of these counter spells I will never main deck. So sure, why not a scavenger? Just having this a 5-mana 3/4 haste creatures can sometimes just catch the opponent off guard out of nowhere sometimes and deal some damage to them. The Venomous Changeling is again fine, but blue-black is looking to be the aggressor, and the opponent could just trade off for this. And this doesn't have evasion, so I think I'll take the scavenger. Even though this is better in black-red, sometimes I can see it being played in Ninjitsu. And a Smoke Shroud, excellent. So yeah, they're definitely giving me all the blue-black cards for Modern Horizons. Should be very fun. I do like Ninjitsu a lot. And an alternative art Scar Scavenger is an alternative art. I don't know. I guess this is a foil holographic one, and this is one isn't. But I don't think I need to play two. Could just take a Venomous Changeling now to maybe have just as a sideboard consideration in place. If I'm playing against a much more aggressive opponent. And I wield a second Scar Scavenger anyway. I guess it's a holographic one, so opponent can know that I'm main decking two of them, but who cares? Tribute Mage can find us an artifact. Maybe we end up playing, I don't know, the Lesser Manticore, and we could need a way to fetch it back. And another Smoke Shroud. Don't think I need two of them, but in case. And I do need some Fairy Seers in the early game to kind of scry, fix up my draw steps. But for now, second pack was pretty decent. First pack was very good, but definitely got the nice reward for the Miss Naga Syndicate. And then the ingenious Elf Infiltrator was great. So both sides are definitely passing me some great blue-black cards all of a sudden. And hopefully the next pack can maybe open us up a nice card in our color. Like maybe, I don't know, a Fallen Shinobi could be pretty busted, or a second Ingenious Infiltrator. And wow, I just said it. Okay, so this card's a bomb. You always first pick it. It's great in our deck. Yeah, this drop is pretty insane. Am I just the luckiest guy in the world? I just stated we might get Fallen Shinobi, and we got it. Otherwise, if this wasn't in the pack, what would you be the pack one pick one? Probably Mother Bear, which is exciting, or an Iceberg Cantrix, since the snow thing can be a thing. But Fallen Shinobi is busted, so we will take it. And it's a 4-drop. Just need more evasive creatures to enable the Fallen Shinobi, and we should be fine. Alright, Fairy Seer is excellent for us. I think that it beats it over the Inerophage. This is going to be a good card, but it's pretty slow. It takes a lot of time to accumulate, and it's a 4-drop. Changing Outcast would also be great, but I think the Fairy Seer is kind of like what we need. It's a nice evasive flyer that we can play. It helps us fix our draw steps to find our Fallen Shinobis and our other ninjas. We already have 2 Changeling Outcast already. We should be drawing 1,000,000 cards with this Ingenious Infiltrator and Changeling Outcast, but the Fairy Seer is just kind of what we need. Just a powerful 1-drop for the Ninjitsu deck. Ren in 6, that's worth a lot of money. Nothing here. I guess there's a Throat Seeker, which I don't mind, since it can actually gain me a bit of life, even though we do have a lot of ninjas already, but it can be a fine 3-drop that I can take. Red and 6 is definitely great in the red-green deck, of course, just being able to cycle lands over and over and over again, and it's worth money. But this is a Phantom Draft. We don't keep the cards. I think it's an easy Throat Seeker. Maybe we can cut a Scavenger as well, since it's quite expensive. We are lacking removal in this draft, however. We did pick up some nice, powerful uncommons and the rare and powerful bombs like the Miss Naga and the Fallen Shinobi, but we don't have any removal. And I think I like the Grave Shifter over the Ninja of the New Moon. Just being able to fetch your creatures back from the graveyard is powerful, especially if they answer our Fallen Shinobi. We can get it back, and it provides a decent 4-drop, and it's also considered a ninja, which is nice. Return to Extinction can be fine as well, but I think Grave Shifter gets a nod here. Do need removal, hopefully a Defile Wields or a Mob or something of that sort. But black is definitely open to my right. And it would be pretty fun if we were playing in the same pod, so then the opponents will know when I'm passing. I think the Gluttonous Slug beats the Cabal Therapist. At the beginning of pre-combat main phase, I can sacrifice a creature. When I do, choose a non-land card name, then target player reveals their hand, discard all cards with that name. It's pretty good if you have some sacrifice fodder, like I guess the Putrid Goblins on 2. And it's a fine evasive threat that has menace as well, but I think the Gluttonous Slug just fills a role at 2, and just having this grow can be very powerful. So I think I'll take the Gluttonous Slug here as a nice ninjutsu enabler, and now I can take in a Raza Smoke Shaper. There's also Lonely Sandbar, since cycling lands can be really great and limited. Cordio Vanbar can be really strong if you have a lot of shape shifters, I guess. I guess it's best in like black white, since you're playing lots of changelings, but blue-black cares about ninjas. The Smoke Shaper is just another good ninjutsu card, and especially if it gives ninja indestructible, it can be really powerful. And Twisted Reflection, excellent, great removal spell. We need removal, so I have to take the Twisted Reflection here. And we should have 23 cards. I could consider cutting the Ninja of the New Moon. Gonna take the Savage Swipe here to kind of hate draft against the opponent if we're playing against them magically, so to speak. Don't think I'm playing double Throat Seeker. Could see myself playing in Umeza's Charm as an okay combat trick. Sometimes you can even kill like a 1/1 creature with this. Second Choking Tethers could be playable. Why not? Don't think I'm playing a Feaster of Fools in this flying deck. In this deck, I guess. Okay, a 4th ninja. I think I'll cut the Rank Officer, since I'm not looking to discard. And this deck should be pretty interesting, how we want to build it. This is really nice since you can kill some 1 toughness creatures or blow them out with a combat trick. It's not a card that usually people main deck, but I do think it's okay. And even the Cabal Therapist. Don't know if I will play it. but it is an early ninjutsu enabler anyways, so. Alright, so yeah, so now the challenge is building this deck. How do we build it? I guess it's 24 cards. We could go 16 lands. Or we can go 17. It seems like our curve is relatively low. There's only one 5-drop. These are more like 4-drops, I guess. So let's kind of see how we're going to build this. So we'll take the interaction spells over here. And I think I'm fine main decking 2 choking tethers to just get stuff out of the way sometimes. And just, I mean, I could cut 1 since the opponent can just untap with it. The Cabal Therapist is a fine 1-drop I can use to enable Ninjitsu. It's not all that amazing, but I guess it's playable. I could just go 16 lands, since I guess this is more or less a 2-drop. This is a 2-drop. This is a 3-drop. This is a 3-drop. This is a 4-drop. This is also 4-drop. This is a 4-drop, and this is a 5-drop. We have Choking Tethers to Psycho if need be, which can be pretty nice. Or we can just cast them on 4 to get in a huge attack in, and having 2 is nice. Umeza's Charm is arguably cuttable as well. So I think we kind of need the early evasion. The evasive threats could just, again, have a Cabal Therapist as a ninjutsu enabler with Menace. It's not very good, but if we need to sideboard against an opponent, I guess we could sacrifice a creature and make them and spy on their hand, which isn't bad. Yeah, this is more or less likely our deck. Scavenger can be a Ninjitsu enabler maybe, or in the late game you could just fly over, have a flying wind condition maybe. Kind of think I need all the interaction spells, the Umeza's Charm, the Twisted Reflection, and the Defile to kind of act as removal. Could cut a Ninja the New Moon, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ways to maybe enable Ninjitsu. Maybe I can get the Phantom Ninja 7, and then I guess the flying tokens from Moonblade Shinobi can enable Ninjitsu. So I guess this can be fine. And if we want to go 16 lands, I guess we can cut the Scavenger. And I guess that's 17. Yeah, I guess we can play the Scavenger. Why not? Just gotta be careful I don't flood, obviously. Or get mana screwed, I guess. Maybe we don't need the Scavenger. Since we should have enough of attacking ninjas, we don't need a 5-drop, and we can go 17 lands, I guess. So in terms of mana distribution, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blue cards. And for black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I guess it's 9, 8. So we just go here, and that's our 40-card ninjutsu deck. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna make a part 2 video, but stay tuned. And this should be a very fun video overall. So in the meantime, I'm gonna make a part 2 video, and we're gonna try to win some games with this powerful, broken, fallen Shinobi deck. So stay tuned.